Okay, this is a questionable angle, but I didn't want to film with this wall in the background because all of the things I stuck up on my wall, pretty much all of them but 3 things have fallen down and it looks bad, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Hello everybody and welcome to a new weekly vlog. So before we get into this vlog, I do want to point you in the direction of my description box of a bunch of links for the Black Lives Matter movement and anything else that I can find. I know there's a ton of links with a bunch of different resources. It's like a master list of a bunch of different places you can donate, petitions, and different resources for how to educate yourself and with everything that's going on. So I want to let you know that those are down in the description, and I highly encourage you to check them out if you have not already. You know, we may be posting our normal content. Things might be seeming to go back to normal, but this is the new normal. You know, we need to continue to talk about these things. We need to continue to amplify Black voices. We need to continue to fight for them. We need to continue to educate ourselves. We need to continue to have these conversations. It doesn't just end because it's not trending on Twitter anymore. So I just wanted to let you know that that was down below first and foremost, and that is kind of why I haven't really been doing my weekly vlogs. I originally stopped to do my vlog for the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and then everything with George Floyd happened, and that was just kind of constantly on my mind, and I think a lot of other people's minds, and that was where I spent a lot of my time and energy. I wasn't even reading anyway, so the weekly vlogs would not have been anything other than me staring at my phone constantly. So yeah, that's why I took a bit of a break from weekly vlogs, but I'm back. But I still want that to be something that we're talking about, and I want to bring it to your attention and make sure we're all continuing to educate ourselves and to do what we can. But yeah, this week I'm going to be participating in the Blackout Buddy Read hosted by Books with Shay. I'm reading White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo right now. I've been reading it for over a week now. I think I started it on the 5th when the buddy read started, and it's now the 13th. No, the 15th. It's 15th. I can read. It's 15th of June, and it's taken me 10 days to get 24% into that book. I really have not been reading that much, so I need to make some progress on that because I think the buddy read ends on the 19th, and there's going to be a live show on Books with Shay's channel. She's going to be talking about the books and, you know, everything going on, so I want to make sure that I'm there to watch that. So I'm going to be reading White Fragility this week. That's going to be my main focus. I'm also in the middle of the audiobook for Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I found a questionable audiobook on YouTube for this, and I don't think I'm on chapter 8. I think I'm up to chapter 10. I'm not quite sure. I'm definitely in the middle of chapter 10. So I'm halfway through the book. I'm making my way through that. Me and Andrea and Therese all kind of fell behind on our reread of all of the Shadowhunter books. I think we're all a bit behind because a lot of us weren't really reading with everything going on. So I'm going to try and get caught up. I need to read City of Fallen Angels and Clockwork Prince as well as this month. So we'll see. We're halfway through the month and I have not finished a book. So we'll see how that goes. And speaking of being halfway through the month and not finishing a book, I started this book in my last weekly vlog and I haven't finished it yet. And that weekly vlog was over a month ago, so I'm still reading King of Scars. I'm only I'm a little over halfway through still. I'm up to page 268. I stopped in the middle of a chapter. Reading has been very difficult right now. Focusing on anything has been very difficult the past few months. So yeah, I haven't really been reading, but I'm still reading King of Scars. This is sort of last on my list of priorities this week. I'm going to try and finish White Fragility. That's number 1 on the list. And then also try and get through the audiobook for Clockwork Angel. And then King of Scars will be at the end of that. But I really need to finish that by the end of this month. I can't go into a new month still reading King of Scars. So yeah, that is my plan for the week. I just realized I've had my BTS playlist in the background. I mean, this isn't news. We all know. But yeah, I'm probably going to finish importing some of my footage from videos I filmed today and gonna maybe start editing some of them, but I'm gonna definitely try and read today. It needs to happen. I need to make some progress on White Fragility so that it's done by the end of the week. But yeah, that is kind of my update for right now. I will check in with you guys when I've done some reading, when something's happened. Hopefully I actually read this week. Hello everybody and happy Wednesday. So what did I do yesterday? I didn't read, so who's surprised? I ended up actually fixing my collage wall. All of these had fallen down like over time they just didn't stick onto the wall, so I ended up wiping down the wall and re-sticking them up there. So that's exciting. I can actually vlog like with that in the background and not just have like 3 of those things still up there. And then I also put up some BTS posters because of course I did. I ended up putting these up over here over my TV, and I'm pretty happy with the way that it looks. I was trying to decide what to do with this corner when I did my like room decoration video, and I had my BTS poster, but I only had one of them, so it's been a whole thing. But I think I like that. Also, I think I'm going to give you guys a little book haul. I have like 5 books that I think that I've gotten over the past like week to 2 weeks, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to do like a little bit of a book haul. So let me set the camera down. So the first book that I have is The Midnight Lie by Marie Rutkowski. Maybe. I honestly do not know a single thing about this. I'm also going to try and get that sticker off because that's annoying. But I honestly don't know that much about this. I've just seen like positive reviews of this book. I think it might have a female-female romance in it, but that's all I know. I could be mistaken. Once I read it, I will report back. Next, I have Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I know more about this one. I think it's about 2 girls who have the same father who ends up dying in a plane crash, and I think because of that, they end up finding each other. I don't think that they know each other exists until it happens, but I think that that's really interesting. I've heard that it's quite good. I know a lot of people love this book and that it's like a new favorite, so I'm very excited to read this one. I haven't read anything by Elizabeth Acevedo before, so I'm very excited to finally give her a try. The next book I'm super excited for. I feel like it's going to be right up my alley, and that is A Song of Rest and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. First of all, this cover is absolutely beautiful. I love like the detailing in the background. I don't know if you probably can't see with this camera, but it's really beautiful. I also know that it's like enemies to lovers or like genuinely like trying to kill each other, so that's pretty on the level of enemies. And just by the way, Roseanne A. Brown has like talked about this book. I watched the there was like a live stream for the book launch sort of thing. It was like a virtual book event sort of thing, and I watched that, and the way that she talked about the world and the magic system and everything, it just sounded really cool. So I'm very excited to read this. I think I might pick this up next once I finish King of Scars and Clockwork Angel. I always want to say Clockwork Prince. No, Clockwork Angel. I think I might read this after that, just because I'm so excited to read this. The next book I'm also very excited for, and it's Heartstopper Volume 1 by Alice Oseman. I have not read any of the Heartstopper comics. I know that they're online for free, but I haven't read them yet. And I was waiting for them to come out in the US because I think just the normal version, it's like all the pictures are in like gray tones, whereas this one, it's all like green tones. And I'm like, I wanted the color because that's fun. But yeah, I've just heard that this is really cute, really wholesome. I also think that I might read this soon as well because I think because it's a graphic novel, it'll be really quick to read and it might get me more back into the zone of reading. So yeah, I'm very excited for this one as well. And the last book I have is my Book of the Month book for, what month are we in? June? Yeah, June. I picked The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, and I also am aware of everything going on with Book of the Month, everything regarding their response to the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm very, very aware. I actually just have credits with them. I don't have a subscription. I was gifted credits for my birthday last year, so I think I'm just going to use up those credits and then stop using the service until maybe they show that they have made some changes with their company. But yeah, I picked one for this month before all of that kind of started happening, and I'm very excited to read this one. I think just the top of this description kind of describes the book. Twins, inseparable as children, ultimately choose to live in 2 very different worlds, one black and one white. So I think these 2 sisters are living in this town their whole lives, and then they end up trying to escape when they're like teenagers. But then we like kind of skip ahead to when they're adults. One is still living in that neighborhood, and then the other is living like across the country and passing as white. And I think it's gonna be an interesting conversation on all of that. I also think that like their daughters end up finding each other, and that's kind of how the stories start to intertwine. I don't know, I'm very interested to see what happens in this. I'm very excited to pick this up soon. Also, this cover is just really pretty. So yeah, that is my haul. I'm very excited to read all of these. I feel like these are all books that I have heard so many good things about, or I'm just really excited to read them because of like the plot and everything. So yes, that is my haul. Okay, so I think the plan for the rest of the day is I need to finish captioning my video that's going up tomorrow. It's my Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes vlog. I need to finish captioning that, and then I want to read for the rest of the day. We'll see if that ends up happening because I've been saying that the past like 3 days I'm just gonna read all day, and I haven't done it yet. So we'll see if that ends up happening, but I will check in with you guys eventually. Hopefully the next time I talk to you, I will actually have read something. is Friday. I thought while I work on my BTS journal spread that I would update you guys, because this journal spread, I took like a half hour just to figure out what lettering I wanted to do and to practice it and make it look good. So I was gonna wait until I finished to update, but clearly this is gonna take me a while. So I ended up finishing White Fragility last night. I read pretty much all day yesterday because I wanted to get it done for the live show on Books with Shay's channel tonight. So I wanted to make sure I had that finished before I needed to return it to Libby and also before the live show. So I got it done. I didn't end up giving it a rating because I'm not quite sure how to rate nonfiction. I feel like I don't read nonfiction ever, so I just don't know like a good system for how to rate nonfiction yet. So I just gave it no rating, but I definitely think that there were some things in there that I thought were important, and definitely, like, as a white person, kind of called me out and be like, you are white, you're benefiting from this system, you're benefiting from white privilege. And also seeing all the different examples of white fragility was really interesting. So it was fine. I don't want to say it's good, but it bad. Like, it was fine. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to rate nonfiction. But now I'm working on a BTS spread for my journal because why not? I also think I'm going to start listening to the audiobook for Clockwork Angel while I do this, because I was listening to music, but I figured I could be listening to an audiobook while I do this. So I think I'm going to do that. But at least I finished a book. That was the first book that I finished this month so far. So we love a reading slump. It's great. But yeah, I thought I would update you guys on that, and I'm going to finish this spread, and I will hopefully get some reading done by the next time I check in. But again, no promises. I keep saying I'll hopefully do some reading. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. We'll see. Okay, it is now Monday, so I wanted to quickly wrap up this vlog here. I'm not quite sure what I filmed this week. I feel like I need to like think about my weekly vlogs a little bit more, maybe do like 2 weeks in one vlog or something, because I feel like I didn't vlog much this week. But you know what? It's fine. I'm probably gonna still end up with at least a 15-minute vlog because I do talk a lot. So we'll see. But I did just quickly want to wrap up everything that I read this week. So I did end up finishing White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo, and like I said, I didn't give that a star rating. I think I need to like think about it a little bit more, or maybe I just won't give it a rating. I feel like reading nonfiction is kind of hard for someone who doesn't really read nonfiction that much. But yeah, I read that, and I also watched Shay's live show, which I will have linked below if you want to go and check it out. There were a lot of really good discussions in that live show, and it definitely was very informative. I learned a lot. I think a lot of people learned a lot. There were a lot of good discussions being had in that live show, so I will have that linked below if you want to check it out if you missed it. And then I ended up listening to more of the audiobook for Clockwork Angel. I'm now up to chapter 15, so I have like a little bit left. I wanted to finish it this past week, but clearly that didn't happen. But I definitely think by the end of this coming week I will be able to finish it. Hopefully. I should be able to, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I will. And then I did do some reading of King of Scars. I was mainly focused on White Fragility, and then by the time I finished that, I just wasn't really reading this past weekend. But I am up to page, I think I'm in like the middle of a chapter. Yeah, I'm on page 287, which is like a couple pages into chapter 18. I just stop in the middle of a random chapter if I don't feel like reading anymore. I normally try to get to like the beginning of a chapter. I don't like stopping in the middle of chapters, but I will if I'm desperate enough to stop reading. So yeah, I did read a little bit of this this past week, but not much. I'm hoping to finish it this coming week. I just need to get done with these books because I've been reading these books for like multiple weeks now. It needs to end. But yeah, that is everything that I read, so I think that that is going to complete this vlog. So I don't know what these vlogs are. Let's see if they continue. Let's see if I change them. I don't know what I'm doing with these. But I do really like weekly vlogging. I think part of it is that I wasn't really reading much this week. I've kind of been in a reading slump, so doing weekly reading vlogs is kind of difficult when you're in a reading slump, but hopefully I will be out of that soon. I can feel myself slowly climbing out of it, so hopefully I will be out of it soon and the weekly reading vlogs will be a bit more interesting. But yeah, that is going to complete this weekly reading vlog, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.